Hey, dear listeners. Welcome to Mind-Blowing Motive, where every word fuels your courage and every lesson brings you closer to your dream of speaking fluent English. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever stayed silent in a conversation just because you were afraid you might make a grammar mistake? Have you ever thought, I understand English, but I can't speak it because my grammar is weak? You're not alone. Millions of learners around the world feel the same. But here's the good news. You don't need to master grammar to speak English fluently. Yes, grammar helps, but grammar is not the starting point. The truth is, communication is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. Today, I'm going to share with you 9 powerful rules that will help you speak English without fear, without pressure, and without waiting for perfect grammar. Each rule is based on real-life learning, smart strategies, and confidence-building techniques. Let's begin your journey to fearless English speaking, one step at a time. Rule 1. Focus on communication, not perfection. One of the biggest reasons people fail to speak English is this. They want to be perfect before they even start. But here's a simple truth. Communication is more important than perfection. Let's imagine this. You're traveling in a foreign country and you need food. You go into a restaurant and say, I want food, rice, please. Is it perfect English? Number, is it effective? Absolutely. The waiter will understand you. You'll get food. Mission complete. That's communication. Not perfect, but powerful. Why we fear grammar so much? In school, we were taught grammar like math formulas. Present perfect tense, past continuous, future conditional. Mistakes meant punishment, red marks, or laughter. That fear stays with us. But guess what? In real life, people don't care about your grammar. They care about your message. Think about this. If a friend says, I no go yesterday, will you get angry? No. You'll understand what they mean. They didn't go yesterday. So, why are you so hard on yourself? Real-life examples. Broken grammar, clear meaning. Here are some real sentences from non-native English speakers that worked just fine. My sister, she come yesterday. I very tired today morning. You go market? They're not grammatically perfect, but the meaning is clear. The communication is complete. The message is delivered. So remember, fluency is not grammar accuracy. Fluency is confidence, clarity, and courage. Try this exercise. Speak broken on purpose. Here's a fun and powerful trick. For 3 days, speak broken English on purpose. Yes, deliberately make mistakes, like, I go shop now. He no come office. I eat rice morning. Why do this? Because you train your brain to focus on communication, not fear. You allow yourself to be free from grammar pressure. After 3 days, your brain starts saying, hey, this isn't so scary. People still understand me. That's the beginning of real fluency. Speaking first, grammar later. Imagine you're learning to ride a bicycle. Will you wait to understand the physics of balance before riding? No. You just try. Fall, get up, and try again. That's how you learn. Same with English. Speak first. Grammar will catch up later. The right mindset. Mistakes are okay. Say this out loud. I give myself permission to make mistakes. Mistakes are proof you're trying. They are signs of progress. No one ever became fluent without making thousands of small errors. Think of babies. They say, Baba, Mama, milk. We don't correct them. We celebrate them. So celebrate your small, imperfect sentences too. Mirror practice. Communicate with yourself. Here's another tip. Stand in front of a mirror every day for 3 minutes. Speak about your day in broken English. For example, today I go school. Weather very hot. I meet friend. We play cricket. Very enjoy. It may sound funny, but it works. You're not waiting for grammar rules. You're building a habit of expressing thoughts in English, and that's the goal. So rule 1 is simple but life-changing. Focus on what you want to say, not how perfectly you say it. Let go of grammar pressure. Let go of fear. Open your mouth and communicate. Because English is not for showing off. It's for sharing, connecting, and expressing who you are. Let your voice be heard, even if it's not perfect. Rule 2. Learn sentences, not words. When most people try to learn English, they do something that seems logical but actually slows them down. They make long lists of vocabulary words, memorize them one by one, and try to recall them while speaking. But here's the truth. Learning English one word at a time doesn't help you speak fluently. Why? Because real-life speaking is not about individual words. It's about complete sentences. Think about this. If you learn the word go, you might remember it means to move from one place to another. But how will you use it in real life? Will you say, go, every time? That's not natural. Instead, you need to know how it's used in a sentence. I go to work every day. Let's go to the park. He went to the market. These are sentence patterns that speakers use all the time. And once you learn them as a whole, you don't have to think about grammar. You just speak. Children do this naturally. When a child hears their parents say, I want milk, every day, the child doesn't learn the words I, want, and milk separately. They learn the entire sentence as one idea. Later, they learn to replace milk with water or juice. That's how natural language develops. You can follow the same method. Instead of memorizing the word happy, memorize this sentence. I am happy today. Then change it to I am sad today or I am tired today. This method is called learning in chunks, and it's one of the fastest ways to develop speaking skills. Let's say you learn 10 sentences like, can I help you? What do you mean? I'm just looking. It's up to you. I don't think so. Let me try. That's a good idea. I'll be there soon. It's not my fault. I didn't get that. These are full expressions used in real conversation. They are short, easy, and extremely powerful. If you use them daily, they will come out of your mouth naturally, without stopping to think about grammar. There is another strong benefit of learning sentences. You understand the rhythm of English. English has its own flow. Some words are stressed, some are not. Some are said quickly, others slowly. When you learn whole sentences by listening and repeating, your speaking sounds more natural. You begin to copy the tone, pronunciation, and speed, just like a native speaker. Here's a powerful strategy. Keep a small notebook or digital note on your phone. Every day, write down 5 useful English sentences you hear from movies, YouTube videos, or podcasts. Not single words, full sentences. Then, speak them out loud 10 times each. After that, try using those sentences in your daily routine. For example, if you learned, "Can I ask you something?" Try using it with your friends or family, even in a funny way. Repeat it during the day, like when you walk or take a shower. That's called active repetition, and it helps those sentences stick in your brain forever. Another method that works beautifully is shadowing. Play a short video clip with English dialogue. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat it exactly as you heard it. Same tone, same speed, same emotion. Do this for 5 minutes a day. It's like training your tongue and brain to work together. After a few weeks, you'll notice something magical. You're speaking faster, smoother, and more confidently, all without thinking of grammar. Let's talk about example-based learning. Imagine instead of learning the word difficult, you learn it like this. This test is difficult. English is not difficult for me. That question was really difficult. Here, you're not just learning the word difficult. You're learning how to use it in different contexts. You're learning grammar naturally by seeing how the word fits inside the sentence. That's way more effective than memorizing definitions. And don't stop at just reading or repeating. Try mix and match. Take the sentence, "I'm not ready yet." Now change it. "I'm not hungry yet." "I'm not sleepy yet." "I'm not done yet." With just one structure, you've made several real-life sentences. This is sentence-based learning in action, fast, smart, and practical. So the key idea in Rule 2 is simple but powerful. Don't just learn words. Learn sentences. Make them your best friends. Speak them, use them, play with them. Build your English fluency one real-life sentence at a time. Because fluency doesn't come from remembering vocabulary. It comes from using ready-made language blocks in your speech. And when you have hundreds of these blocks stored in your brain, speaking becomes as easy as breathing. Rule 3. Think in English, not in your language. One of the biggest reasons English learners struggle with speaking is because they are always translating in their heads. They think in their native language first, then try to find the English words, build the grammar, and finally say the sentence. By that time, the conversation has already moved on. This delay creates hesitation, confusion, and fear. But here's the good news. You can stop this habit by learning to think directly in English. Thinking in English may sound difficult at first, especially if you're used to speaking your native language all day. But it's not impossible. In fact, it's a natural part of becoming fluent. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, just like learning to ride a bicycle. You fall a few times, but then suddenly you find your balance. The same thing happens when you train your brain to think in English. Let's look at a simple example. When you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking in your native language and then trying to translate it, just say to yourself, "I'm getting up." When you brush your teeth, say, "I'm brushing my teeth." When you make your bed, say, "I'm fixing my bed." These are small, simple sentences. But by saying them in English, you're training your brain to think directly in English without any translation step. Start with your daily routine. As you do each activity, name it in English. "I'm making tea." "I'm opening the window." "I'm wearing my shoes." These are powerful mini-sentences that train your thinking muscle. And when you do this every day, your brain starts switching to English automatically. Another great technique is to describe what you see around you in English. Let's say you're sitting at your desk. Look around and say, "There is a pen. The pen is blue. My phone is on the table. The fan is spinning." You're not waiting for someone to speak to you. You're training your mind to speak, to observe the world using English words and phrases. You can also try the 5-minute silent thinking challenge. Every day, choose 5 minutes when you'll think only in English. It could be while walking, sitting quietly, or during a break. During those minutes, think about what you did today or what you'll do next. In English. For example, today I will go to the market. I need to buy rice. I will also meet my friend. Don't worry about grammar. Just think in simple, broken English. The goal is not perfection. The goal is fluency through habit. Another fun method is talking to yourself in the mirror. This is a safe space where no one is judging you. Look at yourself and say things like, "How are you today?" "I'm feeling good." "I'm going to finish my work." "I want to learn something new." Ask yourself questions and answer them. You'll be surprised how much confidence you build from this small daily habit. Thinking in English also means changing your inner voice. We all have a voice inside our head, the one that talks to us when we're quiet. That voice usually speaks in your native language. But if you start feeding it English thoughts, it will start speaking English too. Let's say you're feeling tired. Instead of thinking in your native language, change the voice in your head to say, "I feel tired today." If someone makes you happy, don't express it silently in your own language. Say, "That made me happy." These simple switches transform your mental patterns and build a strong foundation for speaking English naturally. Reading and listening can also help you think in English. The more English you hear and read, the more your brain starts accepting it as a natural language. Try reading short English stories or watching videos with subtitles. Don't just focus on understanding, focus on absorbing the flow of English. Soon your thoughts will start copying that rhythm. Also, avoid translating English content into your own language. If you see a new word or phrase, try to understand it with the help of another English sentence or example, not by going to your native language. This keeps your brain inside the English environment and forces it to connect ideas using English alone. The final tip is, be patient. Your brain is smart, but it needs time to adjust. Thinking in English is not something that happens overnight. But if you make it a daily habit, you'll see results in weeks, sometimes even days. You'll speak faster, make fewer pauses, and feel less nervous. So remember, translation is a wall. Thinking in English breaks that wall down and sets your mind free. The goal is not to become a walking dictionary. The goal is to be natural, clear, and confident. And that begins the moment you stop thinking in another language. Now you know. Fluency doesn't start in your mouth. It starts in your mind. Rule 4. Use the 3 R's: repeat, record, and review. If you want to speak English fluently without feeling nervous or stuck, you need one key thing: practice. But not just any kind of practice. You need smart, effective, daily practice. And the best way to do that is by following what I call the 3 R's: repeat, record, and review. These 3 simple actions done every day can transform your speaking level more than anything else. Let's start with the first R, repeat. Repetition is the secret ingredient to building fluency. Think about this. When a child learns to speak, they don't just say a word once and remember it forever. They repeat it hundreds of times. You've probably seen a child say mama or ball again and again until it becomes natural. That's how your brain learns, through repetition. But most English learners skip this step. They learn a sentence, speak it once or twice, and move on. That's not enough. To really build fluency, you must repeat a sentence many times, not just read it silently, but speak it out loud. Say it with feeling, with energy, with speed. The more you repeat, the faster your brain makes that sentence automatic. Start by choosing 5 to 10 sentences a day. These could be from a podcast, a movie, a conversation, or even this script. Say each sentence slowly first, then faster, then naturally. Do this 10 times. Yes, 10 full times. At first it may feel boring, but soon you'll notice those sentences start popping into your mind automatically during real conversations. That's because repetition makes them stick like glue. Now let's move to the second R, record. This step is often ignored by learners, but it is a powerful tool. When you record your voice, you get to hear yourself the way others hear you. You become your own coach. It might feel weird the first time. We all hate how our voice sounds on recordings. But don't let that stop you. This step is not about sounding perfect. It's about catching your habits, your speed, your pronunciation, and your confidence. Try this. Every day, take 1 minute to record yourself speaking English. Choose a topic, your day, your dreams, your favorite food, and talk. Don't write it down first. Just speak freely. After recording, play it back. Listen carefully. Ask yourself, did I speak clearly? Did I pause too much? Was I confident? Or did I sound unsure? Then repeat the same recording again, but better. Stronger voice, smoother flow, less fear. This small habit will push you to improve faster than anything else. In fact, many professional speakers and actors use this same method. They rehearse, record, listen, and repeat. If they do it, why not you? Finally, the third R, review. Learning without reviewing is like pouring water into a cup with holes. It leaks out. When you learn new words, phrases, or sentences, your brain needs time and reminders to keep them. That's why daily review is so important. Spend 10 to 15 minutes every night reviewing what you practiced that day. Open your notebook or phone, look at the sentences you repeated, and speak them again. Replay your recordings from the week and check your progress. This is where true growth happens. Reviewing also shows you how far you've come. On day 1, you might struggle with a sentence like, "I'm not sure if I can make it." But after a week of repeating, recording, and reviewing, you'll say it smoothly, with confidence and rhythm. That's when you'll feel the joy of progress. To make your review powerful, create a Fluency folder. It can be digital or a real notebook. In it, write down every sentence you learn and use. Organize them by topic: greetings, daily routine, emotions, work, hobbies, travel, etc. Then review one section each day. When you see how many sentences you've mastered, your confidence will grow. Another great method is video review. Once a week, turn on your phone camera and talk for 2 to 3 minutes about anything. Save these videos and watch them later. Over time, you'll see how your body language, eye contact, and voice improve. You'll go from nervous to natural. It's not magic. It's the result of consistent practice. Remember, practice doesn't mean perfection. It means repetition with improvement. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. In fact, your mistakes are your best teachers. When you listen to your own voice, you'll hear where you're strong and where you can grow. That awareness is the foundation of real fluency. So, here's your challenge. Starting today, follow the 3 R's for 30 days. Every day, repeat 10 sentences, record yourself for 1 minute, and review your Fluency folder at night. It may feel small, but after 30 days, your speaking will feel smoother, your fear will reduce, and your confidence will rise like never before. You don't need a teacher, an expensive course, or perfect grammar. You just need a system. Repeat, record, review. Make these 3 habits your daily routine, and your fluency will follow. Rule 5. Use subtitles the smart way. In today's world, one of the easiest ways to learn English is by watching videos, movies, and shows. And what makes this experience even more useful is subtitles. But here's the problem. Most learners don't know how to use subtitles the smart way. They either depend too much on subtitles or ignore them completely. But if you use subtitles the right way, they can become one of your strongest tools to build real English fluency, especially in speaking and understanding. So what does it mean to use subtitles the smart way? First, let's be clear. Subtitles are not just for reading. They are a bridge between what you hear and what you understand. When used correctly, subtitles help your ears match with your eyes, and your brain starts recognizing the sound patterns, sentence structures, and real pronunciation of English. You stop depending on written rules and start learning from how English is actually spoken in the real world. Here's how you should begin. Pick a short English video, maybe 2 to 5 minutes long. It could be a TED Talk, a vlog, a motivational clip, or a scene from your favorite movie. Make sure the speaker talks at a normal pace, not too fast, not too slow. First, watch the video with English subtitles on. As you watch, don't just read the subtitles passively like a book. Watch the speaker's lips, body language, and listen carefully to how they say the words. Focus on the connection between the spoken sound and the written sentence. Next, pause after every sentence and repeat it out loud. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to copy the tone, speed, and rhythm. This is called shadowing, and it's one of the best speaking exercises in the world. Subtitles give you the exact script, and your job is to make your mouth follow your ears and eyes at the same time. Do this every day for just 10 minutes, and you'll feel your speaking getting smoother. Now let's take it to the next level. After watching the video once with subtitles, watch it again. But this time, turn off the subtitles. Try to understand the speech without reading. Focus on the sounds, tone, and expressions. Can you guess what the speaker is saying? Can you follow the message without reading? This builds your listening skills and teaches your brain to trust your ears instead of your eyes. Then, watch it one more time. This time with English subtitles back on, and check how much you understood correctly. You will start noticing how much your ears can catch and where you missed. That awareness helps you grow. Every mistake becomes a lesson. You can also use subtitles to learn full sentence structures. Let's say you hear the phrase, "I didn't see that coming." You may not understand what it means at first, but when you read it with subtitles and hear the emotion in the speaker's voice, it becomes clear. Now, take that sentence, write it in your notebook, and say it out loud 10 times. The more you do this, the more you collect real-life English phrases, not from grammar books, but from real people. Another great trick is using dual subtitles apps or tools. These show English subtitles and your native language subtitles side by side. This can help in the early stage if you're struggling to understand full sentences. But remember, the goal is to slowly move away from your native language and think directly in English. So use it as a temporary helper, not a permanent habit. Also, choose the right kind of content. Not all English videos are helpful. Some use slang, accents, or advanced vocabulary that can confuse beginners. Start with simple English speakers, people who speak clearly like YouTube English teachers, beginner-level TED speakers, or children's cartoons. These give you clean, clear English that's easier to follow. The smart use of subtitles doesn't stop at watching. Try writing down 5 useful phrases you see in subtitles every day. Create your own subtitle sentence bank. Over time, this becomes your personal speaking toolbox. Review them, repeat them, and try using them in real conversations. And here's a bonus tip. Turn on subtitles while watching English shows, even for fun. When you watch a movie or series on Netflix or YouTube, keep English subtitles on. Even if you're relaxing, your brain is still working. You're picking up rhythm, tone, expressions, and pronunciation, passively. Learning becomes entertainment. But here's the key. Don't become addicted to subtitles. The goal is not to read forever. The goal is to build your listening and speaking so strong that you don't need them anymore. That's the smart way. So let's summarize. Don't just watch videos, use them. Use subtitles to connect your ears, eyes, and mouth. Shadow the speaker, repeat sentences, turn subtitles on and off, build your sentence bank, and train your brain to catch real-life English. This is how you move from being a passive learner to an active speaker. If you do this daily, even for 10 to 15 minutes, you'll start speaking English that sounds natural, confident, and effortless. And you'll do it all without thinking about grammar. Rule 6. Surround yourself with English every day. If you truly want to become fluent in English, you need to do more than just study it for 1 hour a day. Real fluency doesn't come from short study sessions. It comes from total immersion. That means surrounding yourself with English all day, every day, in small and simple ways. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to make this happen. You just need to change your environment and habits so that English becomes part of your daily life. Not just a subject you study. Think about how a baby learns language. A baby doesn't go to a grammar class. They don't sit with textbooks. They learn by hearing English all around them, at home, in the street, on TV, from parents, siblings, and friends. Every moment of their day is filled with that language. That's what helps them speak fluently, by living inside the language. You can do the same thing. It's called creating an English-rich environment. The goal is to make English your background music, always playing around you. This way, your brain gets used to hearing the language and slowly starts understanding, remembering, and even producing it without fear or overthinking. Let's start with your phone. Change your phone's language to English. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but soon your eyes and brain will adjust. You'll start recognizing simple words like settings, notifications, battery, contacts, and more, without studying them directly. The same goes for your computer, apps, browser, and even your smartwatch. Every time you open something, you'll see English. That's how immersion begins. Next, fill your social media feed with English content. Follow English-speaking creators, English learning channels, motivational speakers, short reels, or comedy pages. If you spend 30 minutes a day on social media, why not use that time to learn naturally? Even 5 to 10 minutes of listening to English stories, quotes, or jokes can make a big difference over time. The key is exposure, repetition, and variety. Use your free time wisely. When you're doing chores, like cooking, cleaning, or walking, listen to English podcasts, audiobooks, or YouTube channels. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just let your ears get familiar with the sound of English. Your brain is smart. It will start recognizing patterns, common phrases, and pronunciation without you even realizing it. Passive listening is powerful. Now, let's talk about your bedroom, study space, or wherever you spend time. Decorate it with English. Write small notes, motivational quotes, daily goals, all in English, and put them where you can see them every day. For example, on your mirror, you can write, "You can do this." On your desk, "I believe in myself." On your wall, "Speak English every day." These small reminders keep your mind in learning mode, even when you're not actively studying. Another strong method is to label items in your house. Put sticky notes on objects with their English names: door, window, mirror, fridge, remote, lamp, shoes. Every time you see those things, your brain gets a mini vocabulary lesson, without effort. It's a fun way to learn, especially for visual learners. Also, use music to your advantage. English songs can help you learn pronunciation, vocabulary, and emotions. Pick a song you like, listen to it several times, and then read the lyrics. Try singing along. It doesn't matter if you're off-key. It matters that you're speaking. This type of playful practice makes learning fun and memorable. Here's another powerful strategy. Talk to yourself in English all day long. When you wake up, say, "Good morning, let's start the day." When you're cooking, say, "I'm cutting vegetables now." When you're walking outside, say, "The weather feels nice today." Don't wait for someone to talk to. You are your best speaking partner. You can also keep a daily English journal. Every night, take 5 minutes to write about your day in English. It doesn't have to be perfect, just simple sentences like, "I went to the market," "I bought vegetables," "I felt happy." This practice connects your thinking and writing, helping your brain work in English at a deeper level. One more tip. Hang around with people who are also learning English or already fluent. If you can't find them in person, join online groups, Facebook communities, or language exchange apps. Text or talk with them regularly. Even short conversations can boost your confidence and motivation. The real magic of surrounding yourself with English every day is this. You stop learning English and you start living it. It becomes part of your lifestyle, not just your studies. You don't need to sit for hours with a grammar book. Instead, you enjoy learning through daily habits, natural exposure, and repeated practice. The more your ears hear English, the more your brain will accept it as your second voice. The more your eyes see English, the more your vocabulary will grow. And the more your mouth practices English, even alone, the more fluent, free, and fearless you will become. So ask yourself, is your environment helping your English? If not, it's time to change it. Build your English world, live in it, and let your fluency grow every single day. Rule 7. Stop memorizing rules. Start using real English. One of the biggest traps English learners fall into is this. They believe that to speak English well, they must first memorize all the grammar rules. So they spend hours reading grammar books, watching grammar videos, and taking grammar quizzes. They know the difference between present perfect and past perfect, between would and could, between a and the. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. Their mind becomes a grammar battlefield, and their mouth stays shut. Why does this happen? Because speaking English is not the same as knowing English. Just like reading a driving manual doesn't make you a driver, reading grammar rules doesn't make you a speaker. Real fluency comes from using English, not from analyzing it. Think about how you learned your first language. Did your parents teach you grammar first? Number. You learned by hearing, repeating, making mistakes, and getting corrected gently. That's how your brain naturally absorbs language, not through memorizing rules, but through experience and usage. Now let's be clear. Grammar is not your enemy. It has a place. But grammar should be the backstage assistant, not the main actor. It should support your speaking, not block it. If you focus too much on being grammatically perfect, you'll always hesitate. You'll overthink. You'll lose confidence. But if you focus on communicating, even with small mistakes, you'll grow faster. So how do you stop memorizing rules and start using real English? The first step is to learn language in real-life context. Don't study grammar terms. Instead, study how sentences work in action. For example, instead of learning the rule for present continuous tense, just learn phrases like, "I'm working right now." "She's talking on the phone." "They are watching a movie." Repeat these until they become natural. Then start changing the sentence slightly. "I'm cooking dinner." "She's reading a book." "They're going to the store." You didn't memorize a rule. You learned a structure through patterns, the way kids learn. Another great way to learn real English is by copying native speakers. Watch a short English video with subtitles. Pick one sentence, listen, repeat it exactly. Same tone, same rhythm, same feeling. Then use that sentence in your day. Let's say you learned, "I didn't get what you said." Now use it the next time someone speaks too fast. The more you use full sentences, the less you worry about grammar, because your mouth starts to remember the patterns naturally. Also, focus on common English phrases. These are ready-made expressions that don't follow strict grammar logic, but are used all the time. You know what I mean? Let me think. "It doesn't matter." "I'm not sure." Sounds good. These are gold for everyday speaking. If you memorize 100 of these and practice using them, you'll sound fluent, even without understanding the grammar behind them. One of the best things you can do is speak without fear of being wrong. The truth is, even native speakers make grammar mistakes while talking, but they don't stop and correct themselves. Why? Because what matters most is the message, not the mechanics. If people understand you, you're successful. And the more you speak, the more accurate you naturally become. So if you've been stuck memorizing grammar and still can't speak fluently, it's time to shift your focus. Speak first. Practice daily. Use real phrases. Make small errors. Learn from usage. Grammar will follow you, not lead you. Remember, fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking freely, clearly, and confidently, like you do in your own language. Rule 8. Practice speaking out loud, even when alone. One of the biggest reasons people don't improve their English speaking skills is because they wait for someone to practice with. They believe they need a partner, a teacher, or a classroom to start speaking. But here's the truth. You don't need anyone else to begin. You can become a fluent English speaker by practicing out loud, alone, every single day. Speaking out loud is one of the most underrated techniques, yet it's incredibly powerful. When you speak to yourself, your brain becomes active, your mouth learns to form English sounds, and your confidence grows without fear of judgment. You are your own practice partner. And guess what? You're always available. Let's imagine your goal is to speak fluently. You understand English well, you know some vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, you pause, you forget words, and you feel nervous. This happens because you're not activating the language in your mouth. Silent learning doesn't build speaking muscles. Only speaking out loud can do that. Start your day by talking to yourself in English. When you wake up, say, "Good morning, what's my plan today?" Then answer it. "I have to go to the office. I'll cook lunch. I want to finish that book." These may be small sentences, but they train your brain to think and speak in English at the same time. You can also narrate your actions during the day. When you're cooking, say, "I'm cutting vegetables." While cleaning, say, "I'm wiping the table now." When getting dressed, say, "I'm wearing my blue shirt today." This turns your everyday life into an English-speaking class without a teacher. Another amazing method is mirror talk. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your eyes, and speak in English for 2 to 3 minutes. Talk about anything: your day, your dreams, your worries, or even pretend conversations. The goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. Even if you make grammar mistakes, keep going. Fluency is built through repetition, not by correcting every error. You can also pick a topic every day, like my favorite food or my childhood memory, and talk about it for 5 minutes. Use simple words. Use hand gestures. Make your voice expressive. Imagine you're given a speech. Record yourself if possible. Listen and improve the next day. Don't worry if it feels strange at first. Talking to yourself may seem silly, but it's one of the most effective ways to build fluency in private. You'll feel less pressure, and your confidence will grow quickly. Many great speakers started this way, by practicing alone before speaking in public. Remember, the most important thing is consistency. Do it every single day, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. The more you speak, the more comfortable English will feel on your tongue. You'll stop hesitating. Your mind will stop translating. You'll start speaking naturally, smoothly, and with confidence. So don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect partner, or the perfect grammar. Start speaking now, out loud, with courage, even when no one's around. Rule 9. Make English a daily emotion, not just a subject. The final and most powerful rule to master English speaking without grammar pressure is this: make English a part of your feelings, your daily emotions, and your life, not just a subject you study. Most learners think English is a school subject, a task, or a challenge to complete. But true fluency comes when English becomes something you feel deeply, something you love, something that moves your heart every day. Imagine this: when you watch a movie, you laugh, you cry, you get excited. When you hear a song, you feel the beat in your chest. When you read a story, you imagine the characters as real people. This is how language connects with your emotions. When your feelings are involved, learning becomes natural, joyful, and unforgettable. So, how can you make English a daily emotion? Start by choosing English content that moves you emotionally. Find movies, songs, books, or speeches that inspire you, make you happy, or challenge you to think. When you connect emotionally with what you learn, your brain creates strong memories. You won't forget those words or sentences because they are tied to your feelings. Next, use English to express your own feelings every day. When you're happy, say, "I'm so happy today." When you're tired, say, "I feel tired, but I will keep going." When you're proud, say, "I did a great job." Don't just practice dry sentences. Practice sentences filled with your real emotions. This helps you build an authentic connection with English. Another way is to imagine conversations that excite you. For example, picture yourself talking to your favorite celebrity, or traveling to a new country, or telling a story that made you laugh. Practice those conversations out loud. Feel the excitement in your voice. Use expressive gestures and smiles. When you bring emotion into your practice, English becomes alive, not boring. You can also write an English gratitude journal. Every day, write 3 things you are grateful for, using simple sentences. For example, I am thankful for my family, or I am happy to learn English. Writing with positive emotions creates a powerful habit. It trains your brain to think in English with joy and motivation. Don't forget the power of English music and poetry. Singing your favorite songs or reading poems aloud connects your heart and mouth. The melody, rhythm, and emotion improve your pronunciation and speaking flow naturally. When you feel the music, English no longer feels like a problem. It becomes your friend. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Language learning can be frustrating sometimes. You will make mistakes. You will get stuck. But when you focus on your emotions, on your excitement, your joy, your pride, you keep going. You learn to love the process, not just the result. Surround yourself with English speakers who inspire you, or join communities where people share stories, dreams, and encouragement in English. Feeling part of a community creates emotional bonds that make learning easier and more fun. Remember, fluency is not just about words and grammar. It's about feeling free to express yourself. When you make English your daily emotion, you stop fearing mistakes and start embracing growth. You don't just speak English, you live it. So make today the day you fall in love with English. Make it your daily emotion. Speak with your heart, smile with your words, and let English open new doors in your life. You made it to the end, and that says something powerful about you. You're not just a learner. You're a doer, someone who's ready to turn dreams into action. These 9 rules are more than tips. They are a mindset, a new way to see English not as a subject, but as a voice inside you, ready to shine. Remember, you don't need to speak perfectly to speak confidently. You just need to speak daily, speak honestly, and speak with emotion. The more you use these rules, the more fluent and fearless you'll become. So keep going, keep practicing, and most importantly, never stop believing in yourself. Thanks for watching Mind-Blowing Motive. If this helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with others who want to master English without fear. Until next time, stay motivated, stay bold, and keep speaking from your heart.